another issue that's pressing to you. Your district of constituency is really a lot of place that will be subject to whatever border plans come up there in Texas, a wall, the effects of this fracture with the Mexican president and our president. What's your take?
Well, let's start with something very basic, Chris. We live in a world that's more dangerous than our parents, and our children are probably going to inherit a world that's more dangerous than ours. So we should be defending our borders, and border security is important, but we should do it right. We should not just be doing something for the sake of movement. And building a wall from the Pacific to the Gulf Coast of Texas is the most expensive and least effective way to do this. Let's take some of this border wall money, and by the way, MIT believes that this is going to potentially cost up to $40 billion. The U.S. intelligence budget is $53 billion. So let's use some of that money to add more Border Patrol officers. Let's do things. You know, you can't build a wall in a river. Our president is an expert.
That's called a dam.
I'm sure he's going to realize that soon.
That's called a dam when you build a wall in the river.
Right.
Look, Congressman, he's not going to like what you're saying right now. And how much does that factor into what you say? You know, I mean, you're a comer in your party right now. People have a lot of enthusiasm about you. He's saying it's going to cost $8. Not what MIT says. He's saying that this is the key to securing the border, and it's worth going to war with the Mexican president politically. And you seem to be contradicting a lot of that.
Well, again, over the last 8 years, my problem with the previous administration is that they had a one-size-fits-all solution to border security. What you need in San Diego is very different than what you need in El Paso or Eagle Pass. Those are two cities in my district. So let's empower the men and women in Border Patrol to adjust their tactics, techniques, and procedures as they see fit. And so we can't continue this notion of having a one-size-fits-all solution, but just changing the solution. I am proud to represent Big Bend National Park. They have peaks that are thousands of feet high right on the river. Are you going to build a wall on top of a mountain? You have the Chihuahuan Desert, where you can see for 200 miles in one direction. And if you build a wall and you don't have enough people to be there to deal with someone who may jump the wall, then wasting that money. You're wasting hard-earned taxpayer dollar, right? So again, I think that our president is committed to protecting the country. He's committed to enforcing the law. But let's make sure the things that we're using hard-earned taxpayer dollars actually make sense. We haven't even talked about intelligence. There are 19 criminal organizations that are operating in Mexico. We should be increasing the intelligence on them, working with our Mexican partners, because we have to remember that this is a problem for Mexico as well. They are our friend, they are our partner, and we should be working together on how we can solve this problem together and not fighting with each other.
Documentary we did on El Chapo, that's how they got him, with U.S. intel help. Will Hurd, thank you very much. Appreciate your perspective. You're always welcome to make the case here.